For our project, we decided to create a nonprofit called Support on Wheels. Support on Wheels is a tutoring setup that is based on a bus. So this bus will travel to low-income neighborhoods to support families that may not get the same kind of access in schools. We came to the belief that this educational access should be available to all children in the Charlotte-Mecklenburg area. There's a lot of lack there. And this project just explores the ways that we can serve these kids alongside of their families and providing them with hygiene resources and just giving them the connections that they need to thrive. The way that Support on Wheels will work is we will create a team of tutors that are 18 and older, have a high school diploma, will have gone through a background check, and they will go into these neighborhoods and families will sign up beforehand. We will create maybe a newsletter that goes from a school to a parent, and these children will have access to 30 minutes to an hour with a tutor for English or math, and we will be creating relationally rich learning experiences for these children. During this time, we will have a drive setup of hygiene products from like shampoo to feminine products, whatever you may need for the home, and families can go and pick up these items that they no longer have to pay for.
Today. Hi guys, my name's Samuel Idinge, and our projected cost comes from a lot of different areas. The biggest one is the bus. Our bus is the main cornerstone of our business. It allows us to travel around and keep all of our equipment stable so we can transport it from area to area. Bus is going to be a large investment of $25,000. It's better to buy it because we plan to have this business going for a long time. This business centers around the bus because we'll have all of our products in there, such as the healthcare products that we plan to have and the school supplies that we can put out on our tables and chairs outside each community that we have, and people can come into the bus and look around. We can have a bit of a rotation going on. The bus will be a great transportation access for us as well. We'll also need to have fold-out tables and fold-out chairs. The fold-out tables and chairs will provide a much more community-based aspect to our business. The tables will allow for each of us in the business and the volunteers to have their own stations, so we can have a station for healthcare products, a station for school supplies, and we can split up those school supplies at the same time. It provides more community so people can sit, chat, and get more involved in the community. And the chairs go the same way. If we decide to bring food on a certain day, we can have food for them as well. The tables will probably be around, and the chairs combined will probably be around $150 because they're quite cheap for the fold-outs. We need paint because after we buy the bus, we need to decorate it and brand it in a way that will display our business in the best way possible. It gives us a great opportunity to project our business into the different Mecklenburg County communities. We need school supplies and healthcare products because that's the main part of our business. Our goal for those were to be donations, so we can work on food drives and make competitions and for them to be competing for our brand and give prizes, whether it's for a certain grade level, whichever grade level brings in the most stuff and donates them in those products. Good standing of our business, and that is our projected cost. The way that the schools are set up, there's a lot of more privileged kids, and there's also a big high amount of less privileged kids at the same time. It works in this way because of the imbalances that there are in the schools right now. The Charlotte-Mecklenburg schools have received grades in the C and D percentile, or 54th or 47%, and there's also 27 schools in the Charlotte-Mecklenburg area that have received an F percentile grading as well in their education system. A lot of schools that we've done research on so far before we decided to really dive into this project, they have a 1,000 student to 9 teacher ratio. That ratio is completely lopsided, and that's something that we want to work on within this business. We want to provide supplies and honestly just support for these children that don't get the educational support that they need in order to thrive in society today and to really make a life for themselves after schooling at the same time. And our target audience is going to be elementary and middle school children, and that's because that is where the education really starts. If you start later than that, they're way too far behind everybody else, and if you start earlier, they may even be too far ahead, but that's not something that's completely terrible. We believe that the elementary and middle school range is perfect because that's the perfect time to introduce the best writing techniques and to really get the reading skill on point. And if that's a way for our supplies to be donated and to be given to them so that they can really excel at the age that they're at and really catch up to speed with the people that they need to be with and the people their age, I think that's the best way for us to target that audience at the same time.
Separate, oh God. This is the part that I have to edit because I don't know what it's called. Hey y'all, my name's Savannah Stuart and I'm here today to talk to y'all about Support on Wheels, but specifically how we are going to assess progress towards our goal of reaching the impoverished areas of Charlotte-Mecklenburg school systems. When we were thinking about how to assess our progress and to see if what we're doing with Support on Wheels is actually working, we decided that we would need to create first a sample. Thinking about having 5 schools be kind of a part of our sample size, and within these 5 schools we would take the 2 classes just randomly selected. If we could assess them like with a writing and reading test before Support on Wheels was implemented in Charlotte-Mecklenburg communities. 2 months later, after our initial project has launched, we would return back to these same schools, these same classrooms, and ask them to take that same assessment again to see what progress has been made, maybe if they reached a higher grade level than before within those 2 months. How we would want to take this quantitative data, we would use our before, put it into a bar graph, use our after data in a bar graph for each class, take the difference between these 2 test scores and put them on a separate line graph in order to show hopefully the upward trend between providing these extra resources to students in the Charlotte-Mecklenburg community and reading and writing test scores. In terms of quantitative data, we really want to see the progress in the kids, not only mental abilities, but also like emotionally how they feel in the classroom. So we would go up to each of the teachers of the classes that we selected from those 5 samples, and we would ask them some of the following questions, which include how confident do you feel like in your students' abilities to learn within a classroom? How confident do you think they are in their own abilities? Where do they place right now on their test scores? Do you think that providing these support systems would help improve their test scores? Questions like that. And when we return in 2 months for their later data, we would ask those same questions. Do you feel more confident in your students' abilities? Do they feel more confident in themselves? Have you seen different improvements throughout these 2 months? Have you seen certain types of people improve? Have you seen certain types of people not improve? Stay stagnant? We would use those 2 together to create an analysis of how well Support on Wheels is doing in our community.
Boom! Hi everyone, my name is Isaiah Dennis, and today I'll be talking about fundraising opportunities that we all have come together with for Support on Wheels. Support on Wheels is a great organization that my peers have definitely told you guys about so far, and today I will be telling you about the fundraising opportunities that we guys have thought about. So a couple of opportunities that we have thought about are, for one, PTA boards, or tutoring for students looking to be hired and to help the program Support on Wheels. Another fundraising opportunity that we thought about was going out into the community and actually doing some community service. Maybe like doing car washes or just any type of service that can help the community, and they'll give us a small portion of what they have for Support on Wheels. With Support on Wheels, we look at doing great things for the community. We're looking at giving back to the community and giving education to the people of impoverished communities. Some more fundraising opportunities that we all have thought about was things like a GoFundMe. GoFundMes have went viral recently. These things are amazing. I actually set one up a couple months ago. Long story short, a GoFundMe can go very far. We could set the caps and maybe about, who knows, $1 million and see what we can get. We'll definitely have goals set on certain bars to see how far we're getting in certain periods. But other than that, that's Support on Wheels fundraising for you. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.